Hey everybody, how are you? And welcome. My name is Jay. This is April. We're your 5D Mystics, the hosts of Spiritually Raw, the Ass Whipping Truth. Yay! All right, speaking of Ass Whipping Truth, a couple of cool topics here today. We're with Raw James, our soul sister, galactic channel, medium, healer, twin flame activator, and she's going to be talking about what July is kicking off here. Now, if you're watching this in a time capsule, we are talking about July 2023. That's the year we're referencing to here. But the bigger thing here we want to really kind of tap onto is that seems like it's starting to make emotion here. Like, are we possibly in the afterlife? Okay, so maybe Rock can help shed some light on that for us. So
I'm not leaving anything out.
Don't do it. Don't leave anything out. But would you like to tell us about?
Absolutely.
What's going on there?
All right. So Ra works with the collective grids, ley lines, sacred sites, and the earth chakras. Ra's the author of Messages from Spirit. It's also available on Amazon. I would highly suggest you get it. Make sure to also check out her website where she has lots of classes, meditations, and groups to help your healing and to fast track your ascension process. We're super excited about all these new and higher frequencies and energies that are arriving to this point, which is why we had the beautiful Raw James to help us figure out everything that's going on. Make sure to check out her website at sparksofthedivinehealing.com. All of her links are in the show description. And we are excited to have you to the show today.
Ra, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You got it.
Of course.
And I know that you've just getting here. It's cool. We appreciate your service and humanity, what you're doing. So let's dive in because I know a lot of people got a lot of shit going on. So July 3rd, you know what I mean?
Today.
Yeah, which is today, everybody. You know, what's going on? Capricorn full moon. What is going on that's significant for July 3rd?
Okay, it is a super moon. Now, I don't think we would notice so much, but the energies are amping up on the planet during this time. We are receiving huge influxes of energy. I think doesn't matter where you are on Earth, you're kind of sensing it and feeling it at different times, whether just feeling the highs or lows, wanting more from your life, getting inspired on the upside, or even feeling the healing that's taking place and things kind of coming up in a karmic sense. So these energies are huge. They're stirring things up. That's a super moon. So all the energies kind of amplify things. But July, especially, is a big energy month because we receive a lot of galactic energies. I do feel it has to do with our planet and how it's moving through space into higher frequency energies. And as that happens, it hasn't for a while, we're being showered with a lot of energy and light codes that are meant to wake everyone up, enlighten us, heal us, and change and shift us in a positive new direction for the planet as well too. So big energy month, lots of energies coming at us from Sirius. And then we're getting ready for the Lionsgate porthole. As our sun aligns with Sirius, we receive a huge influx of energies. It might even be getting a little hot this month, right? In different places.
It is getting a little hot this month. What exactly is the Lionsgate portal and why is it important for us to know what it is?
These are literal energy portals or vortexes. It's where the energy gets so intense, they open up certain doorways. These could be galactic doorways, places on Earth from the effects of the energy as well too. So we definitely want to learn how to tap into these energies. We can tap into them for healing, manifesting, doing your stuff and feeling better about it, getting things done. So tapping into the energies though, because it's a lot of energy. We can bring these energies down into our life, and we're going through this process I call ascension into the 5D. And as we're doing that, we're doing a lot of deep inner work and things like that. So we are feeling the energies. We're being affected by them. This is one of the biggest gateways of the year, though. It's the Galactic New Year, very Egyptian as well, too. But during this time, the pyramids and different ley line areas and galactic things and the stars begin to align. We begin to align with Sirius, Orion's belt, and some other galactic things that happen during this time.
Man.
How long does that last?
We're going to be feeling these energies, we'll say through August 15th even, because we go into the Lionsgate portal. So we have the 7-7 porthole that's coming at us first. And on these gateways, we receive a huge influx of energies and light codes. And of course, we have the 8-8 porthole. That's going to happen during the peak of the Lionsgate. But the Lionsgate porthole opens on the 25th of July, and it's going to go until August 12th, roughly. But we're going to be really feeling these energies until then. It's almost 4th of July, too. And I do feel that's a serious too, right? Celebrating energy. It's meant to bring abundance and to connect us spiritually.
What do you think is so significant about July? in general for this era we're in right now? Is it just happen to be that way?
It's just high frequency energies. I think they're getting more and more intense on the planet, though. I think we can see a lot of change that's been happening from these energies. And, sometimes we're always feeling really good and euphoric in them. So, but sometimes we have those down days too. We may be, needing a minute to integrate them. So they're powerful energies. They're very strong. They're new on the planet. They're activating our light body, our spiritual bodies. So they are helping us to wake up, activate our third eye. We can expect a lot of third eye activations. And a lot of times people are having a lot of spiritual insights, downloads, connection during this time, reconnecting as their body's connecting with these energies too.
Man, you're like a galactic weather lady. Like that right in, boom. The galactologist, the galactorologist is right.
Actually a good idea.
A galactologist.
Yes.
That's good.
Light codes for newbies, they may be like, what on earth is that? Like, I know I'm feeling a little bit, but how can you explain a light code? Because it sounds so out there.
Sorry, like spiritual energy, photons of light, spiritual energy, it's source energy. So we can call these energies galactic or spiritual or ascension, but they are source energies. And I feel that we've been disconnected on this planet. So we're kind of feeling it too a little bit more as we're reconnecting with these energies. So just a high influx of energy. Light codes are something that can turn on or activate our DNA. So sometimes things like trauma or negative environment and things like that can affect our DNA in a negative way. This is where we could see illness, disease, or, maybe just not being at our best. When we do reactivate these strands, this is where things get cool and we start to get the spiritual abilities and superpowers and cool things coming online. But really, we're just reconnecting with our own spiritual software as we're going through that change with our DNA and kind of tapping in more to our own soul. We'll say soul software, right? Soul. And kind of as that we're changing, it's making us more empathic, compassionate, sensitive to things, we'll say.
I gotcha.
And do you think, is it happening for everyone, or is it just happening for people that are becoming more aware of what is actually transpiring?
All right, this is where you get into that afterlife question. Okay, in a minute.
Right.
Yes.
Perfect.
On the planet is going through this energetic change that we call ascension. Some are more aware than others. The ones that aren't aware might be having a harder time or more struggle because they might not be as aware to be doing that inner work, because we want to be detoxing, healing, feeling good in these energies and making changes in our life. I do feel everyone wakes up in their own timing. When we do have a spiritual awakening, it seems to change things where we do seem to shift into another dimension that I call 4D, right? 4 and 5D. So oftentimes you might go through a spiritual awakening and it shifts you into that 4D dimension. What is that? The other side of the veil. This is where we start to talk about dimensions, because they are dimensions here on earth as well too. So oftentimes people shift into that 4D state, going through maybe years of work or maybe a little bit if you're really fast at it, and shifting into 5D frequencies, or that 5D, which is the next dimension up as well too. So we can look at 4D like that bridge. Is that a bridge to the afterlife? And I'll say it's with me, have I died on earth and died a physical death to end up in the higher realms? Because we call these the higher realms. It may certainly feel like that, but we just say it's awakening, right? We're waking up and tapping into higher dimensions. So when I view my family on earth, I say they're on earth still, I kind of watch them from the other side of the veil while I've been going through my own ascension process. Something did happen there, very noticeable in my own life, where suddenly kind of lost contact all at once with everyone, right? And then years extension, it's like I'm kind of remote viewing and watching them while they're still on earth. And as people wake up, they'll come find me in this dimension. As my loved ones and family are done with their earth journey and they begin their ascension, they'll kind of pop into 4D and find me, I guess.
I love it.
That is like batshit crazy good, man. This is awesome. I love it. So, that possibility, so we could technically be dead and have already moved on, and we're just seeing versions of whatever, but at another place, maybe people call it timelines, I guess, or whatever. But in another place, then people are like, they could be mourning or happy in some cases. I would imagine that we're not there, whatever. But that's right? Is that how is that accurate description? Maybe
I see some I'm helping through the process too, where I see the weirdest things that confirm this research. And I am writing another book right now. It'll probably be up really soon. And I touch on this topic and talk a lot about the Tibetan Book of the Dead, because they seem to be going through this process I've been taught called ascension, which is letting go of my earthly attachments, healing from my lifetime on earth with all of the trauma that it caused, because I woke up with a very weak energy body. So a lot of people wake up and on earth they're not working on their spiritual body, and suddenly we're shifting into these ascension realms, and it's like you go through a lot of light body activation. Are we a light body now? Is this the question? Like when we dream and you go and become a light body, are we a light body now in these higher realms and possibly shifting out? Because when you're doing the ascension work, it is to release layers of density of the human body. You get lighter and lighter. I've seen people looking pretty translucent lately.
Hey, so let me ask you this, like with the all the stuff you hear people saying about what's happening, wait for it, it's coming, watch out, all that, everything you've seen, and I'm sure you've seen and heard it all. Is there anything that you feel like as a spiritual guide you would wish that some of your counterparts would not be saying right now to the global place, like what they should just kind of like tone down the messaging on?
Just noticing the fear. And this is okay, because I went through it too. That's why I put that book out, to try to document what I was going through, because it's been a whole process for me that for me has spanned a decade, this spiritual awakening of a lot of very hard work in my life. So I have to try to document it, but I realized that you have to purge out those layers of fear. So when you have all of this, and a lot of times it could be connected to your old earth religion identity and things like that, because you really come into this higher state, and then we're all into this spiritual stuff, and it's more different stuff than you probably were in on your earth life. So I feel when we wake up, we go through another veil of amnesia. So when we came to earth, we forgot. And when we pop through into 4 and 5D, we also have forgotten everything. We wake up, but we don't remember. We have to learn again, because we've had that earth life where we were taught differently. So we go through a lot of learning, purging of fear. There's so much of it on the planet right now that I'm actually worried that we're creating more fear, but not knowing through the collective and turning this into dark like that, because of a lot of people are waking up, and I realize they're in that, but a lot of people are like, oh my god, in case this happens. It's not meant to be like that. So you'll see the ones that are going through the path will probably tell you, actually my life's gotten better, I've released a lot of that fear. For the most part, I'm manifesting on better things, so it's not meant to have all of that kind of going on too.
Are ascension symptoms a real thing, or is it something that we are manifesting because we're talking about it?
So they're very real. I feel them almost every day because I'm energy sensitive. However, they shouldn't be in that extreme. We have to learn how to listen to our body in the new. And it's a lot of clearing of dense energies we've picked up from traumas and other blocks and beliefs and things that we're clearing. And so, yes, your body, you can have all sorts of things. I think people have a lot of stomach issues. I heard that while we're moving through this area of the photon belt, we might feel bloated, or even just, the ups and downs we talked about.
Interesting. Yeah.
And I'll try to stay off this topic, but I do feel a lot of what we saw unfold the past few years earlier was connected with some of the cosmic radiation, ascension symptoms, and things like that happening on the planet. And now you'll see people, for the most part, should be feeling a little better. However, we're learning how to heal disease for the first time ever too, as well. And we're learning how to deal with some of these things. So needing to listen to the body. The ascension symptoms are not meant to stay. If you feel headache, pressure, heart palpitations are a common one, anxiety and things like that, meant to clear these things on some level too.
Do you think that the way we work through things right now as we're talking through, do you think that we have to deal with nefarious dark forces, or do you think we have come from the universe having quote unquote like a light and dark within us, and it's really up to us to wherever we do it? Or do you think there's really legitimate external dark forces that are, messing with us, and we have to just kind of figure out that game? Or are we doing it to ourselves?
Both. Right here. Yes, there are. I do feel that maybe it depends on karmically what we need on a soul level, how things are structured in our life too. So I've learned how to now just kind of step back and be like, okay, maybe people need different situations karmically. They need to wake up, they need to learn. And if we look back at our own lessons of things that we may have needed, it can be very eclectic. Yes, I do feel there's dark forces in control. I'm writing about a lot of what you're asking me about. This whole show was a synchronicity for me, because I wrote a lot of stuff asking me a lot of this. But yes, I do feel there is a dark galactic agenda that a lot of people wouldn't notice. Would we notice if there were negative aliens around that were messing up our planet and affecting things? And we can look at some of the huge things that have happened structurally in the past few years. Looks pretty galactic. Some of the things that have played out past what we may see of it, right? Some of the things that have happened from it, where we're seeing economy issues and we're seeing let me see, like all of the stuff that we went through, right, in the past few years and stuff that's come out of it. So I definitely believe that for sure. I believe that the frequencies are getting so high, we don't have to worry about it so much. That, and I say this, if you're a dark soul, let's say we'll just leave it one person at a time or entity. What happens is if you wake up in this lifetime, many don't, because they're going to have to face a lot of pain and responsibility, and they'll do that on the other side oftentimes. So people wake up when they're ready to also deal with things they need to deal with as well too. So with these energies, they're either going to push the frequency up and people are going to wake up, or the dark isn't going to be able to exist on the planet. And I don't say that in a mean way, but I do feel there's a lot of like things clearing and shuffling around with it as well too.
What about balance? Because you have to have balance. So from your perspective, is there a possible reality that this dark energy, all of it would be non-existent? Or does there have to be some to maintain balance?
And we think that, I think it's just the manifestations. They knew that back in Egyptian times, that there's a danger of dreaming up dark beings and things. It was much more dreamlike, like they could just, dream things up more. But we're still doing that. We've lost our way though. We just forgot how things worked. And so I do feel that goes back to the, if we could purify our thoughts enough and stop putting the fear into our manifestations, I don't think we would experience that on some level. And yes, you can do this inner work and shift into 5 and 6D and be in your own little dream world and feeling really, really good, doing your work differently and, maybe living a little bit differently and kind of stay above it as well too. But also we're being guided to help between dimensions, right? And so yes, there's a lot of things playing out, but as people wake up and educate themselves more, they won't be manipulated in the same ways. The same games won't work, and things like that. And then that falls away. So I do feel that happens in the 3D, mostly to wake people up and to polarize people, to get them spiritual. So you go through a lot of struggle until you wake up. You'll notice when you wake up, things change and shift.
What's your you want to just go ahead? You want to keep going?
Okay.
Well, go ahead.
How'd you learn how to channel?
Oh my God, I wrote because I'm tapping into something, and I just say I'm channeling source energy, like I'm tapping into source. I get a lot of downloads and information, mostly just about my life and understanding things and stuff that comes to me. But I am a galactic. I have that piece of me, and I do feel that's important too, because I know that I'm working with the galactics for the healings I do and the channelings, but I can't turn it off. Like it's something I can't turn off now. So yeah, kind of as well too, a way to just kind of tap into the energies I got.
Okay, so you are drawn to the name Ra, and
Yes.
so tell us about that. Why Ra? Why someone in the Egyptian heritage, if you would, or culture versus, let's say, Mother Mary or any other deity from a different part of the world? What draws you to a figure in Egypt?
All right. Okay. First off, I was very close over there before, past life stuff, where I did a lot of Israeli stuff earlier. And I was right over there by Egypt at a pretty young age. And I was kind of exploring and things like that. So I always felt I had this Egyptian connection. I was taught my ancestors came from there, but I also do the galactic stuff and work with the Raw Collective. So that's where the name came from, from the galactics. But I do have a really strong connection with the gods of Egypt, and I was taught a lot of Egyptian magic when I was over there in England working with their deities.
Egyptian magic.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Calling in different deities for different things, whether you need to heal something or protect yourself or manifest something. So working with the different deities for different things. So if you had some type of healing issue, you might call in Isis and work with Isis. Maybe you had a relationship problem, you could work with Hathor, who is also good for protection. So working with different gods for different things.
What's the 144,000 mean to you?
Okay, so this is meant to be the chosen amount of souls, but I think it's a light worker number. I do feel it's the ones that are of service because we can see that's pretty much matching about the number of light workers on their missions. I'm not sure if this includes a twin flame number and it could be double, but we believe the 144 maybe play a special role in the ascension. I believe these are God's angels and that we're tapping once again into that we're angels on a higher level. We're meant to be angelic. We're meant to be divine beings, but these might be special worker types. Edgar Casey did a lot of looking into that too, and he believed it was a set of specialized cells in the human body that could heal the entire body. So perhaps these light workers are ones that carry gifts that can heal the entire earth during this time in some type of way. Regenerators, ones that channel life force, or are kind of helping with the healing in some type of way.
You are also a twin flame activator. How do you do that? Because I know everybody that's watching is going to say, pick me.
The ring. They got to have the ring. Like, the ring, right?
Yeah.
Wonder to Empower's ring.
I do a lot of, we'll call it Reiki, but much past that, I did a lot of Reiki healing, Sikhem healing, and kind of learning to work with energies. But I work with the galactic energies and I do activations for specific things. Sometimes I'm working with different galactic energies so that we can bring more of our gifts online or work with our DNA or healing or doing twin flame healing. I do a lot of relationship healing lately, like just clearing blockages and, manifesting happier relationships.
Oh, nice.
Do you do it like one-on-one with people, or are you more of a
need
group
that.
person? Like, how do you roll?
I do one-on-one sessions with people.
Got it. Okay, cool.
And is it for someone who is looking or someone that's in a relationship and they want to enhance the relationship?
Or they just sell, right? They just want to get like some magic done.
Yeah, great for if you're trying to manifest that person, you haven't met them, you're with that person not going so great, you need a little healing, or just bringing more harmony to your relationship you already have.
Because people ask us all the time, so now I'm going to refer them to you. They say, how can I meet somebody? How can I meet my twin flame? I'm going to say, go see Rod James.
She's the activator.
Yeah.
And I do feel that's something that we do have to activate, though, because we're coming out of a lot of 3D templates and work templates and things like that. We're meant to activate these higher 5D templates for spiritual union, and it's meant to be beautiful and creating and bringing heaven to earth and manifesting that.
Hey, I want to address one thing. When you talk in concept of magic, if you would, some people, their initial reaction is going to be like, oh, okay, she's going to the dark side of this. How can you diffuse that and tell us, what it is you're tapping into to give someone that says, yeah, maybe I would kind of like some magic done, but I'm a little afraid of it. Like, can you help us maybe dispel some of those myths?
Working with source energies, and that is God. That's the healing energies. I think we're beginning to wake up and understand the universe and things like that on a greater level. And so, we're kind of expanding how we see things with that. So working with the energies, and when you're talking magic, it's just energy and intention. And we're doing that anyway. There's tons of energy coming into the planet. We're always having our intentions in our mind. Sometimes we're more aware of it and not so aware of it. So we're creating magic through every second of our life that we're creating. But then when we get more intentional about it, we can direct that energy in a positive way where we want it for healing different things.
Very well said. You now are in Mount Shasta. I'm sure you're loving it. What experience
Are you loving it?
Yeah, no, it's really beautiful.
I would be shocked if you said you didn't. What are you experiencing, and how is it different where you're now there from where you were before? Is there any difference for you?
Different energies. These are the high energy places. When I was in England, I was in very high energy places. That means more energies coming through the earth chakras during this time of the earth. So places like Mount Shasta is the root chakra of the planet. Stonehenge over there is, the heart. We have the heart chakra over there, where Glastonbury Tor and Stonehenge is. So different energies, but very high frequency. I think that's why we saw a lot more energetic effects in some of these areas too, such as California and England and some of these bigger places. But really high frequency energy. It's a great detox. It's a great way to purify your energy, getting into the nature of it by Shasta.
Here's the million or probably $1 billion question. First contact. Well, you're living it right now. So Ra, when is the first contact actually happening? Is it going to happen in our lifetime? What's going on?
I think there's a lot of star seeds on the planet right now. I think there's also a lot of galactic hybrids that were sent just for this kind of stuff. And this is like a work of helping with the DNA, because we're talking about turning humanity from 2 strands to at least 12. And this is a big process. And so I think that there's a lot going on behind the scenes with the galactics assisting us with everything. If you ask me, I'll say it's everything behind the veil, right? Like you pull back the veil, it's aliens to me anyway.
Right.
And I do feel that is such a big part of this, but hidden, right? Of course, hidden behind the scenes. We wouldn't think that oftentimes when we're on this planet as well, too. But for me, it became important because of, I guess, my galactic contracts made in this life. And that's a good thing, because that's what's going to wake us up and remind us what we're here for as well, too. So I do feel this is like the biggest galactic project on Earth right now ever, with all of these star seeds that were sent in from these higher places. But of course, Earth is dense, challenging, and we forget everything when we're coming in here. And so that's why we're seeing more of that confusion now. But now with the awakening and these energies coming in, doesn't matter where you are, how lost you are, you know, you're going to be really resonating with these energies, especially if you're a starseed, because they're going to begin to activate you more and more as well, too. So definitely resonate with being a starseed. I've had a lot of galactic experiences to kind of get me here with everything too, whether like I'm getting taught in the dream time, just like I'm getting taught here with the information coming to me in downloads and being shown things, and I'll maybe, oh my god, the afterlife stuff, right? And I'm like, oh, I don't know about this stuff, and I go to sleep and I'm being shown some of the same things in my dreams. So I do feel we're being taught in our dreams, we're being guided through this process to try to get everyone kind of, we'll say, where they need to be within the ascension.
Are you channeling right now?
It's just me. Like I
You're always
yeah,
you're
it's just like always on.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Awesome.
Hey, you know what? You're a hell of a communicator.
Yeah.
And yeah, great. Yeah, you got you guys thing on. So all right, when people you know, we're gonna have your links in the description. So when people go to reach out to you for some guidance, for some help, is there anything you think that you'd like to share with them that they should be prepared for, to make sure when they do meet with you, it's a, you know, it's great conversation, successful meeting?
Well, I help everyone at all different kind of places, mostly just doing healing work, like I said, whether just kind of maybe people need more information about their own life and what's going on, or want to talk spiritual experiences. That's my favorite, because sometimes we've had these really deep spiritual experiences, and that can help, you know, trigger our awakening in so many ways, or just needing to work through karmic challenges, all sorts of work I'm kind of doing.
Right.
Fantastic.
Right on.
We made it. This is great.
We made it.
Thank you, internet gods and connection gods. We made it through the show. Ra, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure. I was so excited. We both were so excited to connect with you. And we look forward to the next one. Thank you so much. And together with Ra James' help, we are turning the universal key to global harmony and creating a unified world. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, tune in often, tell all your friends, and most importantly, may all your dreams come true. Many blessings.